Let's take a look at the Math 039 course syllabus. Your course syllabus is found in my math lab. Under the course home menu, if you drop down that menu, you can find a link for syllabus, and clicking on a link for syllabus will bring up the syllabus for your course. Now I'm going to go over the syllabus for one of my online courses. If you're in a different section or a different semester, there may be a few changes, so make sure that you carefully read through your own syllabus. If you're in one of the face-to-face courses in the classroom, there will be some differences, so again, make sure that you read the syllabus for your course. A couple of important things on the syllabus: content information for the instructor, such as email, phone number, and office location, as well as office hours. Office hours may be given in a list or in a table such as this one. What I want to point out for my online courses is that I will not be available during the times that I have class. For example, Mondays and Wednesdays, do not expect any communication from me between 8:30 in the morning and 1:30 to 2 p.m. I will be checking my email and responding after 2 o'clock on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I am available for most of the day, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, but it's just important to note that there are times when your instructor will not be immediately available, maybe for a very good reason, such as in class, or I may have a student in my office with me, and I also, although I do check my email on Fridays, I'm not usually on campus, and I am not on campus or checking my email over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Other important information: and the My Math Lab ID, which you would have already gotten if you're here looking at my Math Lab screen, and the important websites. The first website is to my YouTube channel. So let me go ahead and open that one in a new tab here. So my YouTube channel is where you can find course videos. So that's where you would have watched the introduction video. The syllabus video is also available here, and videos on each of the sections. There are also some general My Math Lab help videos and some videos from previous courses. These videos down here would have been, they're over a year old, so they would have been for the 031 course that existed prior to 039. But it still might give you some ideas on some of the topics that are covered in this course if you wanted to see the video from a different angle. Back to the syllabus. The other link is just the link to get to My Math Lab, and again, that's something that you have hopefully already found if you're looking at this video. But if you're in a face-to-face class, you will need to make sure that you log into My Math Lab and use the My Math Lab ID to access your account for the first time. Required materials. So this will vary between online and face-to-face classes. For both, My Math Lab is required. A graphing calculator is required, a TI-84 is preferred, and internet access is required. Depending on if you're in face-to-face or online, the course pack may be required. For online, it is recommended, not required. It's also recommended that you acquire graph paper, pencils, and a ruler or straight edge. As an optional material, you can pick up the textbook. The textbook is optional because the textbook is available for anyone who purchases My Math Lab in the multimedia library or in the HTML ebook link. There are a couple ways to get to the textbook. So again, it's listed as optional because you already have it in electronic format. Alright, the course description. Math 039 will study variables, expressions, integers, law of exponents, linear functions, coordinate graphing, linear equalities, linear systems, quadratic functions, etc. There will be an emphasis on project solving and mathematical modeling throughout the course. I won't read through all of the goals and core course objectives. The core course objectives and the associate degree outcomes are objectives outlined through the college to ensure this course's transferability as a general math credit. Be warned that since this is a 0-100 level class, 039, it will not transfer to all universities. This is a prerequisite for Math 139, college algebra, and college algebra is guaranteed to transfer by the Michigan Transfer Agreement. Alright, course requirements. For the online course, there are several assignments that you will be doing online in My Math Lab. The first one is discussions. Again, I'm not going to read through everything, but I'm going to highlight a couple of points right here. You must post at least 4 times over the course of each period assignment. A discussion period assignment may be 1 to 2 weeks depending on the length of your course. and the dates are posted in the announcements as well as on the discussion forum page. Discussions can be found on the link here to the left. When you post, your posts can be replies to others. They cannot all be on the same day, and they cannot all be on the due date. Late posts will not be counted towards credit, and if you choose to post in the Just for Fun area, only one post of that topic will count towards your week's total. Homework. Homework items are available in the Homework tab in my Math Lab. Important things are that you have an unlimited number of tries to do each homework assignment before you submit it. So it is possible to get a perfect score of 100% on any homework assignment if you keep trying until the due date. Any homework that is late can still be submitted for a penalty of 2% per day late. The penalty applies to individual questions submitted after the due date. So for example, if you finish half of the assignment before the due date, the other half of the assignment will be subject to the penalty, and each question that you complete after the due date will be subject to the 2% penalty. The other types of assignments that you will find online are review quizzes and chapter tests. The purpose of the review quiz is to determine whether or not you're ready to take the chapter test. You have an unlimited number of times to take the review quiz. Only the highest grade from each quiz counts towards your final grade. If you miss a deadline for your quiz, the first attempt will be recorded as a 0. There is no additional penalty for doing a late quiz, however, you are not automatically able to do so. In order to take a late quiz, you must send me an email and ask for an extension. All extensions are granted on a 1-week basis, but I may deny your request based on lack of progress with your current assignments. The chapter tests are locked until you've scored at least a 50% on one of the review quiz assignments. So if you take your review quiz for the first time and only score 30%, you will not be allowed to take the chapter test until you have retaken that quiz and scored at least 50%. Okay? You have a limit of 3 times that you can complete the chapter test. If you do not take the test for the first time before the due date, the first grade will be recorded as a 0, which means that you only have 2 remaining attempts to take the test. So if you are not able to score above 50% on the quiz before the deadline elapses, that's going to give you an automatic 0 on your first test. So you need to plan ahead on a week that you have a review quiz and a review test to make sure that you have time to not only take the quiz, but to take the quiz and score above 50%. So that's going to unlock the chapter test and give you a chance to take the chapter test. If for some reason you are not able to take the test before the deadline, again, extensions are granted on a 1-week basis, but may be delayed or denied based on a lack of progress with your current assignments. Alright, so those are the types of assignments that you will find integrated into my Math Lab: the discussions, the homework, the quizzes, and tests. There are a few assignments that you would need to do on pencil and paper. These are called offline assignments. You would print these assignments, complete them, and hand them back in, or there are a couple that you could complete in a word processor, such as Word or OpenOffice. 2 of these assignments will be projects, and the projects are going to be posted through the announcements when they become available. To submit a project, you can upload a file or scanned image to my Math Lab. This option can be found under Course Tools and Document Sharing. So Course Tools, drop down the menu, find Document Sharing. That's how you will upload your project. If you completed your project on pencil and paper and don't have access to a scanner, scanning is the preferred method for sending it back in. It's possible to fax or mail the project in, or if you live near the central campus, you can come hand deliver it. Fax is probably the least preferred option, as it's often extremely hard to read something that comes through this way. So the preferred options are uploading a scanned copy, mailing the original copy to me, or hand delivering the copy if you live close enough. The midterm and final exam. So there are going to be 2 proctored exams throughout the course of your online semester. The midterm exam will cover chapters 1 through 5. If you're wondering when the midterm will occur, go ahead and look at the class calendar for an idea of what week the midterm will be available. The same goes for the final exam. It's generally the last week of the course, but to get a set of dates, you can look at the class calendar. You are not allowed to bring notes to either exam. You may bring your calculator, and the testing center is allowed to provide you with a piece of blank scrap paper. You also are allowed to bring a ruler as well as your pencils and erasers. You will be given a 1-week interval to complete each of the midterms and final exams. So 1 week, usually Monday through Monday, gives you a weekend as well as the 2 Mondays, so it's actually an 8-day interval, will allow you to schedule the exam on the day that's going to fit your schedule for that week. Make sure that you allow yourself plenty of time. Each exam takes 3 to 4 hours to complete. So where do you take these exams? Option 1 is to take them at the JCC Central Campus in the Testing Center. This is the easiest option if you can at all make it to JCC's campus. If you cannot make it to the campus, you're going to have to find your own proctor. Proctors must be a professional testing center employee, so they might work at a testing center or at a library at another college. If you have a relative that works at a library or testing center, this will not work as a proctor. You need to make sure that your proctor is someone who is not related to you. It is your responsibility to find a proctor and to send me their contact information in a timely manner. One of the assignments in the first announcement is to let me know whether you'll be taking your exams at the testing center or with a proctor. So please remember to include that information in your email scavenger hunt. Grading information. So of the assignments that I talked about a moment ago, discussions are 4% of your grade, homework 15, quizzes 8, the chapter tests are 18, chapter test being the test that you would take online, projects are 10, and the midterm and final, the exams you take offline, are 20 and 25% of the overall grade. Grades are available in the gradebook section of my math lab, so they are available for you to look at any time. There will never be a mystery about what your current grade is. And once you find your percentage, you can look at the grading scale here to figure out what your GPA would be for that grade. 3 times during the semester, I will be submitting H, Q, and V grades. If I submit a V, you probably won't even know that I did so. A V just verifies that you're participating and that your work has been acceptable. If I submit an H indicates that you are participating but need more help in order to be successful, you may receive a call from the Center for Student Success offering you tutoring services or other information about services that are available to students. If I enter a Q means that I believe that you have quit participating in the course. You will be automatically withdrawn from the course. A grade of Q is normally submitted if you have not participated for 2 weeks and have not contacted your instructor regarding your absences. So when it comes time to submit these grades, I'll be looking at your last activity date. If you haven't been active in my math lab or active in your assignments for 2 weeks, I will be dropping you from the course. Let me go on to the Get Help section. First, my office hours. My office hours are there for when you'd like to get help. Now, if you can come in and see me, that would be great. If you can't come in and see me, you can still email me during my office hours. We can set up a chat session during my office hours, or you can give me a call. I should be in my office during my office hours. Now, it is possible that if more than one student comes to see me during my office hours, I may walk down the hall and help the students in a larger space. So it is possible that if I might not be able to answer my phone during my office hours. If that's the case, I would suggest that you leave a message and I will contact you when I get back. My math lab has some excellent help resources as well. There are videos, extra problems, sample exams, lectures, PowerPoints, and more. So check out all the tools available under Student Success in my math lab. Also, the study plan in my math lab is a great way of finding additional problems to practice. The instructor YouTube channel, which you've already seen, available here as well in the lead faculty YouTube channel, will give you some more videos and explanations of various topics throughout the course. The Center for Student Success is available on campus. There is free tutoring for any student enrolled in a JCC course. And the Math Help Room is another location where you can find help with just math. The Math Help Room is run by SI leaders. These are students who have been successful in the course already and have been hired to share their experience. It's also possible to form a study group within your class. If you talk to someone in the discussion boards and they have the same interests as you, same problems as you, same questions, or live in the same area as you might want to contact them and send an email to set up a regular study group. A few important comments at the bottom here. How many hours a week will this course take? This is a 4-credit 15-week course in a regular semester, so it's expected that you will spend at least 16 hours a week on this class. Past students have warned me to tell you that this course really will take that much time. You are responsible for your own learning. This is a difficult course to take online, but it's not impossible. Remember to stay on top of your schedule. Nothing is worse than waiting until the last minute and having something go wrong. Please note that all assignments are due at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, so if you live in a different time zone, you are still held accountable to this particular time zone's deadline. If you're in Central, for example, your due date will be 10:59 p.m. It's going to still say 11 p.m. on the schedule. You'll need to remember to account for the time difference. The time zone that I work in is Eastern Time. I will let you read through the rest of the items on your own. If you have any questions about the syllabus, please let me know.